and Laura-Lynn. I'm Mark Washington.
I'm Laura-Lynn Thompson, and it is Wednesday. We are talking about wellness issues, and I'm wondering, Mark, what is the absolute worst injury that you've ever seen on the field?
I've seen some ugly ones. I've seen some real bad ones. I've seen broken limbs and knees dislocated and everything. I saw a hip get popped out of joint, but actually one happened just a couple of weeks ago. We were playing Saskatchewan. The guy landed funny, and he broke his tibia and fibia. And when he landed on the ground, his leg was straight and his foot was pointing off to the side. It was disgusting. It was so bad.
That's why I don't do that. I do not play football.
No, you don't.
I protect my tibia and my fibia.
Mm-hmm. Well, now tell me, what's the worst injury?
I take my tibia and my fibia to the beauty salon, where there are not many injuries. Once in a while, you can get a wax on your tibia and fibia that is a little harsh, and it leaves you with red, stinging rash marks.
Yeah,
but that is the worst thing that happens in my life.
Yes, I'm sure that's very difficult. I'm sure it's hard to deal with that, and it's hard to recover from the rash.
Well, other than the baby, I fell out of the window when I was really young, but I don't really remember that. My spine was straight down and then broke off and went back, but they strapped me to the boards, and when the doctors came in and the ambulance came in, I was completely fine.
My worst injury was a broken leg I suffered when I attempted skateboarding down a hill and didn't stop before my wheel went into a hole.
Mayor Sullivan, you sit here today in a wheelchair, but that was something that you weren't born with. Something happened.
I just turned 19, and I was skiing. And it would be correct perhaps to say I broke my neck skiing. I happened to be 19. I think it's more accurate to say I broke my neck being 19. I happened to be skiing. If you know, when you're 19, your physical strength is going to its peak, and your mental capacity is going at its dipping. Yes. At that point, bad things happen. Right. And I became a quadriplegic. I skied through my friend's legs. We were going very, very fast. Tumble, broken neck, and I became a quadriplegic.
So tell me about those initial days then. Did you have to be taken down from the mountain? I guess it was very serious. Did you know that at that moment that it happened, did you realize that this was it?
For me, it felt like my body had just been disconnected from my head and it was expanding, and it just kept expanding, growing.
That was the feeling you had?
Feeling that it was growing to about the size of the universe.
Wow.
And a few seconds after that, it just came right into it, and it felt like I was in a fetal position with my knees up on my chest and like I was in the womb. And yet, when I opened my eyes, I saw my arm out here. So I said, but my arm feels like it's here, and yet I can see it up in front of my face. So I said to my friend, I broke my neck. Please don't move. And he thought I was joking. And he started moving a bit, and I said, please don't move, I'm very serious. I broke my neck. I got to get away down to the hospital. So they went away, found a board, a piece of plywood, put me on it, and carried me down.
And so I guess as the next few days ensued, the doctors, when did they let you know?
When I knew what was going on. I mean, I couldn't move. But they cut all my clothes off, and they took a hand drill and started drilling holes in my head.
Oh.
It was weird. I said, like, what are you doing? And they hung about 100 pounds of weight off my head to get the neck bones to come apart so they could be put back together, because the bones had slipped out and dislocated, and that's what caused all the nerve damage.
Did you then begin to realize that something had happened that would forever change your life?
Yeah, I pretty well knew that I had to get function returned within a few days. If I didn't, then it was permanent, So I did get some function. I couldn't move my arms at all. And then after about a day or two, I started to be able to move my bicep and my wrist. These two this is very weak. I have good biceps. but nothing else. No fingers, no triceps, and it just stopped after a couple days and hasn't changed since.